What up, it's Ty 1822, back with another Friday night Smackdown review. This is your go-home show for Smackdown, because this weekend it's WrestleMania 41, and I'm really looking forward to this event. Of course, it's the Super Bowl of professional wrestling. Now, we all know the bill been piss poor. It wasn't a fun journey to get here to WrestleMania, so all I can ask for is a much better show. In 2026, Triple H, please build up WrestleMania in New Orleans, because the fans are on your ass and it's well deserved. Triple H is very triggered by the IWC. Now, I always don't agree with the IWC, but we all can come to agreement. The build for WrestleMania just wasn't that good. Now, let's talk about what took place on SmackDown. It kicks off with Seth Rollins. I really enjoyed this promo by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins been the best thing about this feud. We all know his problem with CM Punk. He mentioned when the fans were chanting his name, he returned to a different reign, which was AEW, and the crowd did react to that. He was talking about Roman Reigns. You know, Roman Reigns don't always work like Seth Rollins. He talked about the history between the two. He said, my stepfather had cancer, but I still made sure Roman Reigns was going to lose that championship, which he did against Cody Rhodes at last year WrestleMania. Seth Rollins continues to be the best thing about this feud. I love his stand for both guys. We're going to find out tomorrow night. Will Paul Heyman ally with Seth Rollins? Sounds weird, but who knows? It might actually turn out to be something good. Carmelo Hayes wins the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. It was fun at the end between him, Andrade, and Rey Fenix. Triple H, he been getting a lot of heat from the fans online when it comes to Carmelo Hayes. Well deserved. I'm not going to give him credit here. I want to watch the rest of 2025 with Carmelo Hayes. Him and the Miz are a weird pairing, but sometimes the pairings you do not expect turn out to be something. So hopefully Carmelo Hayes will do something for the rest of the year in the WWE as the Andre Memorial Battle Royal winner. So Charlotte Flair had a segment with Wade Barrett talking about the situation that took place with Tiffany Stratton when they went off script, and Charlotte Flair just came off very weird in this segment. It lasts under a minute. Really, they could have scrapped this. This didn't do anything to build up Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. It was one of the worst build feuds for WrestleMania. The match should be solid, though. So we get to Rhea Ripley, Io, and Bianca Belair in their final segment for the triple threat match that would take place on Sunday. But Triple H continues to book this feud so poorly, because all it did was take a back seat to Naomi and Jade Cargill. Triple H, all you had to do was have Naomi and Bianca have a backstage segment. But no, the triple threat match, which involves a championship, took a back seat to Jade and Naomi. What are you doing, Triple H? I just don't get it. What a waste of time this was. For the W Tag Team Championships, the Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns. This ended in no disqualification with DIY interference. So then we get a backstage segment, all three teams arguing. So Nick Aldis said, we will have a TLC match. You know what? That sounds fun to take place at WrestleMania. Then he said, next week on SmackDown. And you heard the crowd growing like, come on, man. A TLC match that's not going to take place at a WrestleMania? The Street Profits were on the last two WrestleManias, and now they're the champions, and they're not going to be on a WrestleMania card? Oh my God. 2 nights of WrestleMania, and you can't find the tag team champions sometime at WrestleMania for a TLC match? Shame on you, Triple K. Randy Orton comes out, and Randy Orton cut a passionate promo about he will have open challenge. My prediction, it will be Rusev Day. And I hope this run in WB much better than he had under Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Selena Vega takes on Chelsea Green, and she defeated her very fast. What was the point of having a match? How about give us something for WrestleMania? But it was all about a future championship match between Selena Vega and Chelsea Green. And Triple H, thanks for proving my point, because the Women's IC title and the Women's US Championship would not be on the line at WrestleMania. So we got a non-title match between Naomi and Jade Cargill. Like I said in the past, you can build non-title matches for women. All you gotta do is put in the effort. I was right as expected. These titles don't mean nothing. Jade and Naomi mean more than those titles. That's why you never needed these two women mid-card titles to begin with. LA took on Solo, but it ends in no disqualification, just like the tag team championship match with Jacob Fatu interfere. Nick Aldis turned this into a tag match. Braun Strowman came down there. Strowman teams with LA Knight versus Solo and Braun. LA Knight and Braun get the victory. What a waste of time. All you had to do was, before the show started, hey, tonight it will be LA Knight versus Solo. Talk about a lazy way get into these tag team matches. It's the same old formula. Please come up with something very new. Tiffany Stratton, her segment with Wade Barrett was much better than the one with Charlotte Flair. She was talking about the interview that took place weeks ago, but then she said, I had to, reach deep inside, because Charlotte Flair, she do this, which a lot of people bring up online, so I'm glad they went there, because sometimes Charlotte Flair will go off script, and she got the taste of her own medicine from Tiffany Stratton. It was night and day between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair with the sit-down interview with Wade Barrett. Dragon League teams with Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix against American Made. Rey Fenix, Dragon League, and Rey got the victory, but Rey Mysterio got hurt. He couldn't put any power on his legs. I hope Rey Mysterio does not miss WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio is 50 years old. The guy needed low management before we get to the biggest show of them all. And just like that, there's a possibility that Rey Mysterio will not have his match against El Grande Americano. What a goddamn shame. One of the all-time greatest performers in the history of professional wrestling might miss WrestleMania. And it's this week. I hope we get some good news for Rey Mysterio, because I want to see that match. So, Cody Rhodes and John Cena. This is the final segment between these two for the WWE Championship match that will take place on Sunday night, which is the main event, of course. I really enjoyed this one. And I started getting Hulk Hogan versus WrestleMania 17 vibes. Cody was getting some boos in this segment. John Cena and Cody, this was my favorite segment from them. And I love how John Cena was talking about how, wrestlers really don't retire insecure losers, because they always care about what the fans. And they always miss them, of course, chanting their name, rooting for them, which is 100% the truth. They always say that. Then he said he going to make Cody Rhodes a somebody. Cody Rhodes got on the microphone, he started getting booed, but then Cody Rhodes really flipped it. He said, John Cena, you are overrated. He was ragging on how John Cena currently looks, said, you are Peloton Sting at 97 Starrcade. I'm like, that's a true pro right there, Cody Rhodes. Just like that, you got the crowd on your side after they were booing you. And once he said, John Cena, still in 2025, you can't wrestle. And John Cena said, I don't need to wrestle. Lower blow, went for the AA, but Cody was counted into the crossroad. This was a great segment to close out SmackDown. Now, overall, the show, this was an average SmackDown, of course, because SmackDown, for the most part, is always average. And I'm so happy in June, SmackDown will be back to a 2-hour show. So, I'm happy WrestleMania is finally here despite the piss poor build-up. Give me your thoughts on this episode of SmackDown. It might be some people out there that like the show much better than me, and that's just fine. So, I'll respond to everybody in the comment section per usual. Hit the like button on this video. As always, don't forget, hit the subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.